Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. And in this episode we are going to go after the boost ball, I believe. Although I stupidly went underwater, so we'll see where that takes us. But at least I can get part of the puzzle done and at least a couple more scans so I don't have to worry about it in the future. Now these things underwater that I'm trying to get a scan of, they're called blorgs, I believe, or I have no idea how to pronounce it, but they're cool in a sense that they like charge after you and you have to time it just right. Though they're quite annoying because when they start to go after you, sometimes your shot doesn't connect. Like that. Usually a full charge shot kills them. Another thing I don't like about... Well, there's one thing I don't like about Metroid games, not another thing. The one thing I don't like about Metroid games is how much water affects you. Like, Samus is this, you know, badass bounty hunter, but water stops her. And I understand she gets upgrades to overcome that, but with someone that is as smart as her, because I do believe she's a smart person, because after all, if you really think about the games, you're just replaying her quote-unquote memories. And yes, that is an Assassin's Creed quote type thing, but okay. So when you're underwater, these things right here, you have to scan really up close, otherwise the scan won't count at all. And that's the only one I can get because I need the Seeker Missile, I believe it's called. And in order to get that, you need the boost ball. So there's going to be a lot of backtracking for us. So the next episode after this one, if I don't decide to show off the multiplayer, because I just now found another nunchuck, so I might ask my brother to see if we can show off the multiplayer aspect of this. Also, I just want to thank all of you guys personally about the support you're giving this channel. It really means a lot, you know. Alright, so we need the Seeker Missile, and there's no way we're gonna make it over to those other two doors. So the only way is up. Oh, and a nifty little feature I forgot to mention in one of the episodes. I believe it was my last no mic episode. If you note in the middle on the top of the screen, you'll see the 4 white dashes. And those 4 white dashes meant nothing on the GameCube version. However, on Metroid Prime Trilogy, that actually tells you how much battery life your Wii Remote has. If you guys didn't know that, of course. I only put that together when I saw it going down, and in that previous episode I hit the home button, or in the last no mic episode I hit the home button, and that's what showed up. Alright, so we have another Sheegoth imitation, as I like to call them. I believe someone else named them Sheegoth imitations. Who was it? Oh yeah, Lansoon, right. If you guys want to see a better person play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, or any Metroid Prime for that matter, it's Lansoon. But me, I'm not a speedrunner, not yet. I would love to try to be one, especially in the Prime Trilogy, because that's just nuts if you can get like 100% items within an hour and a half playing. Alright, so we got more of these plant things. If you use the light beam on them, I think it's a little bit more effective because it's a plant and it burns. Plus, I really need the light ammo. Yeah, light ammo gives, or light beam gives off light ammo. Yeah, where am I at today? I need the dark beam. And I know I keep reminding you guys about the lore, but I've been getting a lot of personal complaints about not reading the lore as soon as I get it. The reason why is because if I find out how the lore all connects, then I can read it to you guys as if it were a story rather than all of it out of order. You know. So I thought that was a better idea. You know, to be honest. Alright. Oh, and Cheyenne says hi to everyone. You know, she's not here right next to me right now because she's a very busy person. By the way, if you guys are local, if you would like to support her school or something, they're doing a little musical thing. White Oak High School is doing a musical. It's Shrek the Musical. Tickets are, I believe she told me, $7. So, if you guys are looking into, you know, spending, I'm gonna assume Saturday night. I'm not sure if it'll be in the middle of the week. I have no clue. But if you guys want to spend a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night looking at their play, just drop some money down and go and see it. She has the role of Gingy. Yes, the person that says, not the gumdrop button. But anyway, a little bit back on the topic of the Metroid games. Let's see here. In Metroid Prime 2, okay, this is from a personal perspective, and I hope I don't get in a sling for this, but Metroid Prime 2 is a decent game. Metroid Prime 1 was brilliant. It had a perfect combination of puzzles and action. Metroid Prime 2 amped that up just a little bit with the fact that you have to go between two worlds. Now, the thing that ruins it just a little bit for me is, like I mentioned in the previous episode, is the ammunition. But that's not all. You have two worlds, and as far as I've counted, you only have 2 times you have to go into the dark world for a mechanic type thing to be in a different dimension. On my count, so far in this Let's Play, you had that. Nope, my bad. 3 times. You have a spinner up here, somewhere. Either here or somewhere else. You have a spinner whose particles are separated and on the surface of the light aether instead of the dark world. So, yeah, technically 3, but that's it. You know, why couldn't you have a puzzle that requires you to go in and out for different mechanics that are separated? That would have been a little bit more interesting. But, you know, that's my personal opinion. And Metroid Prime 3 was a little bit too linear for my taste, but I do appreciate how they ended the story. In my opinion, I think it was the best way they could end her story about the fight against Phazon, and, you know, it was a great end. It was a fitting end, I should say, because you found the homeworld of Phase, but that's a small spoiler and a very small teaser for the next Let's Play. After this one, of course. And I will try to get 100% in this game, but as soon as I get all 9 keys, and I will do all of that off screen. I'm not having you guys sit through it, but I will, before I fight the boss and all that, I will read the lore to you guys, and I will show you the individual locations. But I'm sorry, but the 9 key hunt at the end of the game is really long. Alright, so we go in here and we face off with the Boost Guardian. Now, it looks like the Jump Guardian. You know, I mean, couldn't they have made a better design for all the Guardians? Like, the Jump Guardian should have had, like, bigger legs, or at least longer legs. But the Boost Guardian looks exactly the same. My idea for a design of a boss like this is, you guys know what Deoxys looks like, and yes, a Pokemon reference, sue me, but what is it? You know how Deoxys looks like in its speed form? Well, why couldn't, since it's Nintendo after all, and Retro Studios, why couldn't Nintendo suggest, hey, why don't you take a design from our Pokemon and make it look like one of your Guardians? But anyway, the object, or the way to beat this boss is to use the Light Beam or your Missile Beam combo, the Super Missile. That's one way to do it. Now, when he's rolling around, what you want to do is lay as many bombs as quickly as possible, because if you stop him while he goes in the, well, I shouldn't be naming it he, it's it, but whatever. If you hit it with enough bombs, it'll go back to its goop form, as you see on the ground there. And I think I'll be able to show you guys. Alright, not this time. Now, on Hyper Mode, this boss is the make or break part of the game, because there is no safe zone. There's only 4 energy units, or 4 ultra energy units, and that is it. That's why I hate this boss so much. Alright. I'm running low on beam ammo. That's why I'm laying bombs willy-nilly, to see if I can stun it out of its boost form. And sorry if it looks like I'm handling this, like, really terribly. There we go. I think I got it out of its boost form. Now, most people say the idea is to get him to hit the pillars, because that's how it he stops in the boost form. But the more he hits the pillars, the more inglets will show up. Alright. And then one last little round with him going into the boost ball form. Sorry if you hear like a lot of clattering. I have a sleeping bag on me. It is freezing where I'm at. But, you know, it is winter after all. Okay. I'm trying to kill as many inglets so I can get some more health to withstand the craziness of the boost ball. The only thing I don't like about boost ball related enemies is that they go all over the place and it's hard to hit them. But anyway, even now, if you guys look at my health, I'm having a really hard time trying to keep my health up. Now, the reason why is because the contact damage is more than the Ing's beam or melee damage, I believe. And You know, with something like that to where touching it really hurts, it's gonna be a really challenging boss, especially since it goes all over the place. But anyway, you defeat him, you get a nice little token if it's your first time defeating him. Some goodies pop out, as well as the boost ball. Now, people were wondering why I didn't like the armor design for Samus's dark suit, and I believe I already mentioned it, but I will say again. The reason why I don't like it is because of the rings. Now, this is from a first-person perspective point of view, like if you were in the game. If you try to look over to your left or right, at least 40 to 50% of your visor would be covered by those rings, rather than your shoulder pads at least take up, I want to say 30. I'm not sure, I'm horrible with percentages, but with a good fair, with her shoulder pads being, what is it, where her shoulders are, rather than the rings being the opposite direction, you know, she can at least see a little bit over them if she were to turn, rather than turn her whole body like you have to in the game. But, you know, I digress and all that. Alright, so we are going to a save station, and I believe this Luminoth I just scanned committed suicide. I'm not sure, because it said that the life signs went critical after an Ing tried to possess it, so it's really tragic what happened between the Ing and the Luminoth. Or the Luminoth and the Ing. It sounded like I was supporting the bad side for a second. This is what I'm talking about, like 50% of that is on the surface of light aether, which is, it's pretty interesting. You know. Alright, so we are back at the save station, and it looks like we are drawing in a little bit of clothes, and I decided to take a little bath in the poisonous water. Alright, let's try to get some light ammo. Not a lot, but it'll probably last me to get back there. Alright. Well, we found the save station, we got the boost ball. I think it's time for the closing. Thank you all so much for watching. Always remember to click that like button, comment, subscribe, and I will hopefully see you all in the next video. You all take care.